Hello, what's going on guys? Today we've got a few pieces of information about a new hero named Ramattra. Ramattra is a tank hero who aims to protect Omnics and gains their freedom and rights at all costs. He is also some sort of unique hero who could transform from his standard form to Nemesis form, which that's pretty cool honestly. He is a transformer hero. He also has a connection to Zenyatta, where he was in Nepal where Shambali would gather for peace. So it never suited him due to how humanity treated his people, and so he decided to go the opposite of that path, which caused war against humanity and caused destruction that we saw in Overwatch 1 short films and events. Now we want to start with pictures of how he looks like in standard form. So looking at the first picture where he's standing outside of Nepal's map, this is how it looked like if he transformed into standard form, which is the Omnic Form with this type of form. He is more supportive to his allies instead of attacking compared to the other form that I'll mention in a few minutes. Now, this second picture is inside Nepal where the Shambali would gather and place themselves in peace. We see as well a dark orb that floating above his head, looking different compared to Zenyatta orbs, which could indicate destruction, something dark that's opposite of what peace is. Looking at the third picture, that's what possibly his primary fire could be when he transformed into standard form. It looks like he's having a dark orb that fires some kind of projectile energy that could deal damage to the enemies. Now in this picture, we see one of his abilities that's being used on the enemies. It looks like it's some sort of barrier that could block off their fires or trap them in the barrier field for seconds as being unable to get out, or it could possibly be something that weakens them and make them an easier target to eliminate without being able to escape. Not sure how it works. Now this picture reveals the point of view when you play as Ramattra. Here we see again that he's deploying a barrier against enemies or similar to it. Now looking at the UI, we can see that his standard form HP is 450 and the E button is what he's using against his enemies. As we see in the picture, and for the right click mouse, it looks like a flat barrier that could be similar to Sigma's barrier. So yes, that's what I've got pictures so far for the standard form Rammatra. Okay, now we see the Nemesis form that he transforms when you click on the left shift ability. This transformation would turn his role of attacking the enemies instead of supporting his teammates. Again, his standard form is supposed to be rolled as supporting his teammates, and the Nemesis form is supposed to attack the enemies as he gains more strength to do so. So this is pretty cool with the rule setup that the player could do with this character, honestly. In this picture, we could expect this as his primary fire when he transforms into Nemesis form. He sort of like throws a punch that makes a sound like a Doomfist punch, but it's a little bit more different as it could possibly do shockwave from the energy punch that he throws. I believe that his shockwave energy would cause damage with punches around him. He might have a short range to do that. Now in this picture, we see an increase in his maximum HP when he uses his ability to transform into Nemesis form, which increases armor for him because again, his Nemesis form is supposed to attack the enemies and therefore his HP has to be higher in order to gain his range of attacking them and keep him alive. We also see a right click ability replaced with a defense that could be similar to Doomfist power block, where he would use the energy as a shield to protect himself from enemy fire. And by looking at that circle that shows 6 seconds remaining of his ability to block the fire, we could predict that his ability has 8 seconds before it times out. In his middle ability, which is the E button, it's the same ability as it was showing when he was in standard form. Same icon, so it is the same ability he'll be using. And so again, his left shift ability turned on, which that ability what turns him into Nemesis form. I'll show you a few of the questions and answers from an interview with the Blizzard. I'm about to keep it related to Ramattra's information and a little bit more details about him. Does Ramattra have a connection to the ores like Zenyatta? Does he expand on the lore of Omnic's spirituality, having darker side to it as well? We don't have much liberty to talk too much about Ramattra and Zenyatta and their connection to the Auras just yet, though I think it's safe to say that both of them are very close. However, they came to know each other through the monastery. In fact, Ramattra brought Zenyatta back to the monastery and introduced him to the Shambhala. They became as close as brothers, and I think that's something that I'm really excited for players to see how they interact with each other. Ramattra is unique in the sense that he has two forms. What was the concept behind the execution of this ability? Ramattra is unique in that he has two forms and two approaches to the combat. We have someone here who was what we call a Ravager unit, a unique type of Omnic created during the Omnic crisis to fight humanity and lead the Omnics. When the crisis was over and he went to a monastery, he tried to leave that life of fighting behind. He was built for war but tried to find peace, and as we probably can guess it did not work for him. He saw that his people were being hunted by humanity, his people were in danger, and the life of Shambhala and peace weren't for him. So he turned to fighting against humanity on more personal and small scale. He created a null sector with his allies, and he kept on fighting. Even still, it wasn't enough. Are you able to comment on Ramattra's method of dealing damage? Does he have a firearm or shoot orbs like Zen, and how different is it between the forms? I briefly touched on it earlier, but he does have a staff, and that does shoot projectiles in a stream. While in Nemesis form, he's going to be punching his enemies, so you can sort of imagine what it looks like as well. There are multiple questions and answers that you could find interesting that I haven't mentioned yet, so I have linked it in the description if you're hoping to gain more info about him. By the time Battle Pass Season 2 releases, you must realize that it's going to be very similar to Season 1, except you won't earn Ramattra for free if you own Overwatch 1. You must pay $10 to instantly unlock him, or grant to 55 Battle Pass to earn him for free. This could be a little frustrating for those who want to earn him for free. You could do challenges to earn higher XP points to level up your Battle Passes faster. And for those who will purchase Season 2 to unlock him instantly, you should know that you'll not be rewarded Overwatch coins for completing the whole season, just like Season 1. And for those who will be missing him out, he'll be purchasable through the shop with Overwatch coins. Ramattra's voice actor is Roman Tukarim, which this person has been cast in popular TV shows such as Game of Thrones, and voices acted for БайБ 3, Need for Speed, Payback, Back, etc. Honestly, Blizzard releasing these new heroes are very impressive and never disappointing. So what do you think about this new hero? Do you think that he might be overpowered by a tank just like Zyra? Share some guesses that you expect from this new hero and tell me what else about him that I didn't mention in the video. Comment down below and tell me what you think. If you enjoyed this video, then please consider liking and subscribing to keep you updated. This was Rami, and I hope you have a great day. Take care.